So, here we are, the Metatown Court, home of the most dazzling star-studded trials the underground over.
You made it sound like a tourist trap.
Oh, that's because it is. But, anyway, I just want you to know that everything is going to be A-okay.
Easy for you to say. I mean, in case you forgot, I'm kind of public enemy #1 right now. And how the heck does the legal system here work anyway?
Don't worry about it, Frisk! I'll defend you at all costs!
And have you even studied law?
Of course I have! I've consulted the best resource there is! A series of handheld video games all about the courtroom!
Figures.
What was that?
Oh, nothing. By the way, are you prepared for this? If we're gonna pull this off, we're gonna need to make sure we have our facts straight.
A brilliant idea, Frisk! After all, preparation is a key part in any activity, legal or otherwise.
Human spotted in Snowden. Cameras detected a human by the ruins' doors. Reports state that this human later encountered the royal scientist aide Papyrus. Many resident monsters report spotting the two traveling together. The local ice cream salesman cites the skeleton's own words, that this is a bold new experiment to test human kindness. Misunderstood or menace. Local teens claim the human attacked them with killer death pellets. They claim this attack was unprompted as they were just chilling in the woods. This sparked a debate on TV news as MTTV's own sound ghoul Napstablook spoke in the human's defense. Fort Aquarius security breach. Waterfall's military fortress, Fort Aquarius, entered a state of lockdown in light of the human's presence. As this fortress was constructed in the aftermath of a previous human's crimes, it was to be expected. However, Sergeant Bassier von Doge III reports that the human and Papyrus stormed the fortress, making a mockery of Captain Alphys's proud troops and defying all orders to surrender.
There! And now we're certain to win with flying colors!
Hey, I just want to say, good luck in there. And, if anything goes wrong, we'll...
The trial will be starting shortly. Please make your way to the courtroom.
Oh, well, it'll be okay, I hope.
Good afternoon, beauties and gentle beauties, and welcome to the latest, the greatest, most jaw-dropping, mind-blowing show you'll ever see. This is MTT Productions' Courtroom Spectacular, Ace, Trials of Destiny, Spirited Justice, and Tribulations for All, starring me as your fabulous judge.
Hey!
Yes, Undine?
In case you forgot, this is a courtroom, not an ego trip.
Wait, Undine? You're the prosecutor?
Well, duh. You really think I'd miss a chance to bring justice to that little punk?
Okay, but do you even have a law degree?
Who needs a stinking law degree when you're already freaking smart? I'm a scientist, a genius. I can totally wipe the floor with you using my brain power.
Objection! I think that science and law are two very different...
Objection! Don't even try that, Papyrus. In case you forgot, you don't have a law degree either.
Wow, we haven't even gotten to the opening statement, and already we've got ourselves a shouting match. I love it. Please do keep going. Our viewers are on the edge of their seats.
Objection!
Yes, Undine?
I just wanted to say objection again. It really gets my heart pumping. Oh, and the human is guilty!
Papyrus, would you like to make your closing statement for the defense now?
What? We haven't even begun the trial!
Come on, Papyrus. We all know the human is guilty. Of being human!
True, but for the record, I was just kidding. After all, our audience is looking for drama, action, bloodshed, oh, and over-the-top shouting, dramatic finger-pointing, and absurd bluffing. So, Andайн, your opening statement, please.
Okay. So, you already heard the story on the news. This little punk terrified 3 innocent kids in Snowden, attacked them. But their treachery doesn't end there. No, they broke into Fort Aquarius, humiliated a high-ranking soldier, and every step of the way they've been manipulating the snot out of Papyrus.
Objection! I'm a skeleton! Skeletons don't have snot!
Maybe not, but everything else still stands. In fact, I've got some incriminating witnesses that'll knock the defense right out of his seat.
Well then, please bring our first witness to the stand.
Whoa, is this a real courtroom?
Oh man, if MTT wasn't the judge, I would totally bail. Lost for scrubs, man.
But now, everyone's gonna have to look at us, and my hat, including them.
Right. Them.
Hi there?
Don't you pull that hi there crap, punk! We all know what you did to them.
We'll see about that soon enough, but first, witnesses, state your name and occupation.
I'm Snowdrick, ace comedian.
Ice Cap, owner of the world's coolest hat.
Shielddrake. And I'm a rebel, dude.
Good. And what's your relation to the defendant?
Well, isn't it obvious, dude? We were like, there.
We saw the human and their crazy powers.
And how rude they are.
And we like totally have evidence that they're bad news. Yo, check it. See all that blood? It's obvious they murdered somebody.
Shocking! Astonishing! Could this child be the harbinger of the next waterfall incident? Could a deep bloodlust run through their very veins?
Totally. That's exactly what it was.
Wow, judging by the look on her face, she's not too convinced. But I mean, given what I know about monsters and that crime scene, that's probably not the best evidence to start with.
The court accepts this as evidence.
Yeah! I think we have this in the bag, Frisk!
Don't get cocky, Papyrus. We haven't even started the testimony.
Yes, please, carry on, witnesses. Your audience awaits.
So we were chilling up in the Snowden forest, just hanging out with our good pal, the snowman.
Everything was going totally smooth until the human showed up.
Not only did they glare at us, but they used their mind control powers to turn Papyrus against us.
And they threatened us with their scary human powers. Just because we were sticking up for ourselves.
At first, we thought it was a fluke. Until killer death pellets rained from the air.
So we ran straight through Snowden, and on the way, we saw the crime scene.
So they're guilty and rude too.
You heard it here, folks. These poor innocent teens, threatened, cornered, attacked, and full of fear. Could this human's innocent facade mask a treacherous mind?
Obviously. Yeah, testimony's airtight.
Then why are you sweating?
Because it's freaking hot in here! It's hot everywhere!
Hold it! I, the great Papyrus, know how these trials work, and the defense always gets a chance to cross-examine the witness!
Right you are, gorgeous. But before we begin the cross-examination, our sponsors would like to remind you to visit our gift shop. For a limited time only, you can find the MTT brand Gavel of Truth, complete with light-up stars. Order now and you'll get a free copy of...
Shut up, you dumb box! Let's just get this over with.
Fine, on with the cross-examination.
So we were chilling up in the Snowden forest, just hanging out with our good pal, the snowman.
Hold it! And just what were you doing with the snowman?
Swapping stories, telling jokes.
Showing off my hat.
You know, the usual.
Does it really matter? The point is, they're the victims here.
Papyrus, Do you think this is important?
This testimony is pivotal! It could change everything! Even the meaning of life itself!
Very well. Witnesses, please amend your testimony.
We swapped stories, told jokes, had an ice time all around.
Hold it! That joke isn't even funny!
Hey, puns are as cool as they can get.
Right. You're an A+ comedian, alright.
Definitely.
Ugh. Between you and Sans, I don't know who's worse, but never give up on your dreams, kid! Show your dad who's boss! And Papyrus, ease up on the kid. You know what happened with...
Oh, yes, of course. Let's just get back on track, shall we?
We swapped stories, told jokes, had an ice time all around.
Objection!
Yes, Papyrus?
These rebellious teens are weaving a web of lies!
Oh yeah? And what's your proof?
Why, it's simple, Andайн! Behold! Note the googly eyes on this piece of snow. While these teens may claim they were pals, in truth, they subjected that poor snowman to a mean-spirited prank!
Hey, it was just...
How do you know that evidence isn't fake? What if the human put those there?
Simple! These googly eyes bear the faintest talon scratches, and humans do not have talons!
You little punks! I thought after Papyrus made that shield for Gift Trot you would have shaped up, but this is what they show me? You do not pick on the snowman! They can't remove googly eyes! They don't have any arms! I swear, if you weren't my witness, I'd...
Order! Order! This evidence certainly casts a suspicious light on the witness's credibility, but the show must go on, and their other statements could still hold true. Let's see what else our defense can cook up.
Not only did they glare at us, but they used their mind control powers to turn Papyrus against us.
Hold it! And can you really prove that they used mind control?
Well, that's obviously why you helped them, right?
No, I stepped in because I saw a poor, innocent snowman in need, like any upstanding citizen would do. Besides, by insinuating that mind control was at work, you're implying that the human used their power for good!
What a shocking twist! Could it be that this human is more than they seem? Blukey's earlier account seems to infer as much.
Ugh! But who's to say the human wasn't taking advantage of them, too? Just trying to look good. And besides, there's still the rest of their testimony.
True, true. Well then, Papyrus, you know what to do.
Aye aye, Metaton!
So we ran, straight through Snowden, and on the way, we saw the crime scene.
Hold it! And just what did you see at this crime scene?
Come on, didn't you see the photo earlier?
Yo, look, there's blood. Blood on the ground, blood on the walls.
And like, something super smelly, and burns. Plus, there was this caution tape, and that's totally suspicious.
And that funny smell totally distracted them! And me!
Smell, huh? And what did it smell like?
Kinda like... tomatoes? Maybe humans? Or pork vegetable?
Yeah! The things they don't know.
So we ran, straight through Snowden, and on the way, we saw the crime scene.
Objection! Your glamorousness! There's a clear flaw in the witness's testimony!
What? Did you even see the photo, man?
I did! However, do note the autopsy report! If you look closely, you'll note that the time of death was several weeks ago! And that's not all. The contents of the report describe the following: spaghetti noodles, marinara sauce, garlic, a pinch of salt, and...
Why, that's not an autopsy report at all! That's a pasta recipe!
Precisely! That crime scene was home to the tragic grave of one of my experimental cooking projects! The blood featured in the crime scene? Why, it's nothing more than splattered sauce! Furthermore, as I'm sure Undine would agree, if Frisk had truly killed a monster, they would have found dust, not blood!
Any objections, Undine?
No. Everything lines up with what Papyrus said. Besides, there's no way that punk could have beaten them to the crime scene.
Tisk tisk. Your testimony's falling apart at the seams, isn't it? I'm beginning to doubt the validity of your remaining claims.
But even if they lied about the stinking crime scene, there's still at least one part of their testimony we need to consider.
Oh, alright, but make it snappy.
At first, we thought it was a fluke. Until killer death pellets rained from the air.
Hold it! And how do you plan to support that claim? After all, you have no evidence that my client could even use such an ability!
Objection! That doesn't mean they couldn't! In case you forgot, humans made the barrier, with magic! So if they could use spells, who's to say this kid couldn't either?
Objection! Even if that is a possibility, evidence is everything in a court of law!
You want proof? Well, fine. I'll show you proof. In fact, I've got a photo right here! Note the small ovular dents in the snow. But that's not all. My investigative team found a faint magic signature at the scene of the crime, completely unique from any monster in our magic databases.
Look, wait! Surely there's been a mistake!
Oh yeah? And who else would it be? No other monster species has this bullet pattern. So the way I see it, the only possible culprit is that human!
Shoot. What are we gonna do now, Papyrus? We both know an attack happened, but Flowey...
I know. Shoot, shoot, shoot! What am I supposed to do? I can't let Frisk get a guilty verdict, but Flowey's my friend too.
Well, despite earlier fabrications, it sounds like our witness has made a swift recovery. The proof is in the pudding, and it sounds to me like our defense has just been served a dish of cold, hard facts. Unless, of course, you have any further evidence to counter the prosecution's claims.
Wait, your Metaness! I have proof that could turn this entire case around!
Oh yeah? And what evidence could you possibly have?
Yes, Papyrus. As you said, evidence is everything in court, so please, show us what you got!
Take that!
What? You do know that I just used that photo against you, right?
Perhaps, but there's something very suspicious about this photograph.
Oh? Then by all means, show us the contradiction.
Take that!
That's... what exactly am I looking at here?
Why, these tiny specks, of course! It's funny, isn't it? Magic attacks are made purely of energy. They wouldn't leave behind physical residue. Unless, of course, they left scorch marks or ashes. But as you can see from the photo, the snow hasn't even melted! However, these specks can be found not only in this indentation, but littered around the surrounding area!
Why, you're absolutely right!
So what? Those dots could mean anything!
Perhaps, but I'm inclined to believe that they could be the work of a third party! At the very least, I think a more thorough investigation is in order!
Hold it.
Ah! Where'd you come from?
What can I say? I'm a sucker for cheesy court dramas. Besides, Alfie's couldn't make it, so, looks like I'm a substitute witness. Anyway, you wanted proof, right? Well, while you were busy fuming, I took a quick shortcut.
Wow! Leave it to the Royal Guard to stay one step ahead. And just what did you find, my dear Lieutenant?
Well, after some digging, I found these. Looks like flower seeds. But not just any flower seeds. Golden flower seeds.
Sans!
So, golden flowers come from the surface. Doesn't that just make them look even guiltier?
Not exactly. In fact, I've got a witness right here who's willing to shed some light on the subject.
A surprise guest? Amazing! It's one surprise twist after the other. Well, don't keep us waiting, darling. Let's see the next witness.
Oh, so this is what a courtroom looks like.
Oh, is this your first time in court, dear?
Actually, it's my first time out of Snowden, period. Since I don't have any legs, I don't get around much.
Well, I'll have to get you a special souvenir for your troubles. But first, could you state your name and occupation?
Certainly. I am a snowman. My occupation? a snowman.
And just what is your relation to the defense?
Oh, Papyrus and the human were very kind to me. They defended me from those rude teenagers.
But what about the bullets?
Well, if it's okay, I'd like to tell you what I saw.
Of course, darling. Let the testimony begin.
I was minding my business when those teenagers came in and placed googly eyes on my face. I thought I'd never see the light of day again, when those two voices spoke out among the crowd. Papyrus stood up for me, but when the teens refused to back down, only then did the human threaten them. The teenagers planned to attack, when there was a series of thuds. The teens fled, and soon a new voice chimed in. The real source of the magic.
Oh no!
Well, welly. It seems there's a rogue element after all! A mysterious third party! Could they be the true mastermind?
But that doesn't even make sense! The magic signature!
Tisk tisk, Andайн. I'm sure we'll find out more. Through a little cross-examination! So, Papyrus?
Yes, right. I'll do that examiny thing now.
I was minding my business when those teenagers came in and placed googly eyes on my face.
Hold it! That must have been very startling!
Oh, very. It's so hard sometimes. When you can't move from place to place, it's easy for others to take advantage of you.
Well, hang in there. We're still putting the finishing touches on your exosuit, but trust me, you won't be stuck forever.
By the way, how are you not melting?
Why, it's all thanks to the blazing badge! See? It's replaced one of their buttons!
Yep. Hope you don't mind, bro.
Not at all, brother! My inventions are for the joy of everyone here!
What an inspiring sentiment! I'll have to talk to you about mass production at a later date. But first, we should resume the questioning.
The teens fled, and soon a new voice chimed in. The real source of the magic.
Hold it! And who was this newcomer?
Their name was Flowey. Flowey the Flower.
What?
Crap.
Frisk! Mind your language, please!
Flowey the Flower, eh? Not the most original name, but that's very interesting. Please, add it to your testimony.
The stranger soon introduced himself as Flowey the Flower. The human called him their friend, and he seemed to admire Papyrus.
Hold it! But did you ever see this Flowey?
Of course. After you removed the googly eyes, he appeared right in front of me. A talking golden flower.
What?
But...
Papyrus!
Yes?
You...
Please, not here, Undine.
Oh my! Seems there's something our scientific friends aren't telling us. Could this mysterious flower be the key to this case?
Can confirm. I saw the flower myself. It's been palling with Pap and the kid for a while.
But Sans, why?
Sorry, Pap, but this is something I can't overlook. Especially if it means clearing your name and the kids.
Well, with this final piece of evidence, I think we can conclude that the human's only crime was their threatening remark, which, given the circumstances, was completely justified. While this flower adds a new layer of complexity, I think I've heard enough to hand down my verdict for the human.
Hold it!
Oh, what's this? Do you have an objection this late in the case? Is this an opportunity to prolong the trial and give my viewers an extra helping of courtroom drama?
You bet it is! Because, okay, maybe the flower was the real culprit here, and maybe the kid was slightly justified in what they did. But we haven't even gotten to the real crime!
Oh no!
That's right, I'm talking about the break-in at Fort Aquarius!
Wow, things are really heating up. Unfortunately, the prosecution raises a valid point. While the human may have assisted the snowman, the fact remains that they broke into a military fort. But seeing how we've been going on for quite a while, I think it's time for a commercial break and a short recess. And don't forget to visit the snack bar for your first chance to taste the new MTT brand Master Pizza, shaped just like my face.
Enough with the advertising!
Darling, it's my show, so I'll do as I see fit. At any rate, you've been a great audience. See you after these messages.